live.
Yay!
It actually works surprisingly well. It's like,
Pointing at the thing.
no, I'm saying that plus Chromecast. I'm saying standard equipment.
Oh yeah.
It's simple and it'll fit in the bag.
Would you drop the, oh, there we go. Put that, the URL and everything. See if I can post that.
Is this online? Is this on the internet?
Yeah, I posted it in the IRC.
Oh, okay.
Or I should say, I posted a version of it that I didn't build this version up yet.
Okay, this one here.
Yeah, the only difference is a little bit of styling.
Okay, thank you.
It's, so this is a basic calculator for calculating your IndieMark score. You can say what you have. So if you have a domain that you own, I'll do myself my own site, figure out my score right now.
Oh, cool.
So I have a domain that I own. I have some rel.me links in there. I have post with permalinks.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why does a rel.me link make you indie?
He would be able to explain that one better, but it's about being able to show where you are online. Say that
So it's like you're aware of where your footprint is, and
Yes.
you're like, that's your central repository.
yeah, this is where I am, and you're saying that's also me. So
Okay.
like, Indieweb being about the idea that like your domain is you, like it's
Got it.
yours.
Okay, so this is like the hub, and like you know where those folks are reading.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yep.
Okay.
I have posts with 8-entry markup. I also searchability. Robots can index all the site. So I'm up to a point already. And so I think I have HR contact info on my home page. I do have multiple post types. I do some, I'll say, there's a UI for it. There is navigation, there is a search box. I can do embedding and do some. I don't have web actions. Cannot send web mentions. I don't have pub support, but I do display search results on my site.
Nice.
I don't display reply contacts. Do any sort of automatic web mentions? No. Search is through my own search backend. And that's about it. So I am a 2.2. So probably the next things to add for this is going to be the ability to share your score and maybe some sort of like saving type mechanism. So the next time you come back to it, it'll know where you left off. Yeah.
It'd be really cool if there was a way that it could like just go to your website and like check all of this on its own. I don't know if that would be possible.
Indieweb.me does some of that for you, but not all of it. So some of that is testable, and not all of it is testable yet.
So that's what I got.
Very cool. Okay.
Can't do that.
Snaps.
No, oddly enough, I've never been able to snap my fingers, so I can't snap my toes, which makes my very strange.
All right, who wants to go next? I can go next. As soon as I find my website. If I've done that. All right. Technically, I jumped the gun and already showed this, but I have this lovely panoramic photo, which with, can I disable JavaScript while Chrome is podcasting.
I'm not sure.
Way to know.
I don't have no script. What's the fastest way to turn on JavaScript?
What do you want to try?
To show that this is a normal image.
Oh, I see.
That was created.
Right.
Let me just look at that.
Nobody needed it. Sorry.
Actually gets updated.
Right.
Sorry guys, I jumped the gun. Anyway, if you trust me, this is a this starts out as a normal photo post, which would just be an image tag and then any text that I add, and then with a little snippet of JavaScript because it's a pano. So my backend recognizes like, okay, I know this is an image, so it's going to be an image post of some kind. And it looks at the EXIF data on the photo to determine whether or not it's a panorama. And then if it is a panorama, basically inject some JavaScript that will turn it into this interactive thing. And I also added this to the Indieweb photos page. So under examples, like this is the mention. So I documented what it is that it's doing with a link to my thing. So this is a way people can find it, and if it is something other people are interested in and catches on, maybe it will become more of a presence on the wiki. Yeah, it's on Slack Photo. This is a sort of a side thing, so I have a, whoops. I was talking about a podcast I have earlier. I'm working on Indiewebifying this, which I find very interesting. So this is at wehavetoask.com. And so I've started out with an H card and some Realme links to our Facebook and Twitter. Interestingly, the Twitter link works great because all Twitter accounts are same. The Facebook, linking to a Facebook page and having it link back isn't picked up. Possibly because Facebook just doesn't put your outgoing links on a page like you would expect. So that's an interesting one. But yeah, I haven't seen a lot of examples of organizations doing things like H cards, and I'm interested in kind of figuring out how that works with like authorship, where yes, this organization publishes this thing, but it's also made by two real people, and like figuring out how to like implement that going forward is something I'm looking forward to. So those are my little demos.
Cool. Well, I actually don't have a demo because, as I think I told a few of you, I was working on some essays this weekend. But I did make good progress on one essay, and yeah, I don't think I really want to share any of it. But yeah, kind of the question is what matters most to you and why, and it's kind of a personal essay, so I don't think I want to read any of that out yet. But yeah, but I've enjoyed this co-working space to work on something even if it's not been Indieweb related.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my turn. Today I switched the hosting of my personal site from Squarespace to GoDaddy. I'll be able to do more with it. I cannot demo it because DNS is still propagating. But is it okay if I demo something that I didn't do here?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Some years ago, it's over a decade now actually, I was a fan of
Squarespace to which?
to GoDaddy.
GoDaddy?
Yeah. I was a fan of Delicious, the bookmark posting site, and I decided I was going to create my own because they didn't do some things I wanted to do, so I did. Oh, I have to go into the Chromecast, don't I? How do I do that?
I think you download the little extension. Do you have that?
I think I did the extension already.
You
There
have
should be a little
icon.
Yes, you just click right.
Right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then,
Okay,
yeah,
got
and
it.
then you
Oh, cast to Dalbert.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
This is a public site, but there's no sign-in link because we were getting too many spammers. So it's a public site to read, but it's a private site to rep. Marybeth.nyc. That's my wife's and my, I guess, website. Marybeth.nyc/bookmarks. This is just a chronological list of the last few things that I posted. And I've also got a bookmarklet. So if I'm on a site that I like Indieweb.org, I can just go to my bookmarklet, and it will fill out the form for me with the name of the site, and I can put whatever tags I want here. And I've even got a little thing to search for tags. So if I go, whoa, do I have an Indieweb tag? Yes, I do. Now that I have this, I have all this data. When I make my personal site, I can, integrate it in some way. Maybe use Posse or something to post to it. So if I save it here, I may have this already. No, there it is. It's on the top. And these are on the right side. Is I can search for the different tags. You can see I have tons of them. So that's basically it. It's like Delicious 15 years ago.
Cool.
Yeah.
How long did you spend working on it?
Maybe like a week or two originally, and it's gone through. I've done some refactoring on it, and it's gone through different hosting. And I still maintain it, and I still like some new features of that tag search. It's also got another feature that I really like, which is in rotation. It's kind of my own sort of RSS style thing. So if I want to go to a site regularly, I put it on in rotation, and I just hit next in rotation, and it goes to the one I visited least recently. Mm. So I can just, sort of visit my favorite sites in a rotation.
Cool.
So that's my demo. Thank you.
I need the cable. Where's the VGA cable? Is it there on the floor?
Yeah, it's over there. I forgot you were cabling.
Yeah, because I guess I'm showing things across, not just the browser. So.
I'll switch screen, but what number was it? Which number was the input for the?
I think 4.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Something happened.
Yep.
Okay, so for my hack today, I looked at improving my photo posting flow. Let's see. I'm taking notes for myself. There we go. Just put a little mark in IRC if anyone wants to take notes. And the way I post my photos is I post typically from my iPod Touch to Instagram, just because that UI I have found fairly convenient to post and location tag and person tag and all that. Their app has a good UI for that. And then it's a private account, and then I go to my browser, so like here, and I will go click on a photo, like this kale salad here. And I would copy and paste the permalink, into a new post, like one of these, and then I would go back and I would copy and paste the caption into there as well, like that. And then I would go right click here, inspect element. I'm just showing you like the crazy, like fun looking at the source. Okay, go find the image JPEG. Oh, there it is. Double click that. Maybe click and try to copy most of it, and then see if I can just get the JPEG part, so I need the rest of it there, and paste that. And then finally go and like SCP to my server, and then go to my UI and publish it. But that was like a bunch of different copy paste back and forth. I actually wrote down all the steps that I was trying to do, and I think it was like a dozen or so different steps, and I think I got rid of half of them by writing the following. So I wrote a bookmarklet that if I just go to any post like this on Instagram and then click this bookmarklet, well, I just called it copy IG note, and you can kind of see the whole JavaScript right there. It's, well, no, you can't. Can you?
Looks like it's cut off. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
There is a
Yeah. But let me go to the next.
Anyway, it basically like does all those like steps between copy and pasting in one step, and so I should just be able to go copy, and if I go back here and I'll just paste into my storage file so you can kind of see. I just did one paste there, and it automatically extracted, copied the JPEG, the trimmed permalink, and the caption all at once, which is like a huge savings of time for me to post that. And then to ship this bookmarklet, because I just didn't want to deal with like all the ceremony of like create a new Git project and blah blah blah, and name a Git project, a repo, and all this like nonsense that developers seem to like, but I don't know why. I just went to the wiki and put it on not this page, on let's see, on the Instagram page. So we try to keep a page for every silo that anyone has content on. So this is the Instagram page on the wiki. And then one of the sections that we try and keep on each such page is like something about exporting your data. So I basically just put my bookmarklet here. That was my way of publishing the bookmarklet, and the wiki is CC0, so that code is therefore like given to the public domain. Do what you want with it. Within minutes, I think, Chris Aldrich, if I'm saying his name right, aka Bafo Sako. Yeah, that's his
What is the domain?
His domain. He actually posted it to his blog. He blogged it already before I was able to blog it.
Well, that's what happens when you watch on video.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. There it is. So he already blogged it, and he also created a draggable version of the bookmarklet so that you can drag ink. Or maybe you have to like right click it to forget how that works. So there's the whole bookmarklet. So he shipped it there. And Aaron Parecki tried it. So as far as I can tell, it works in at least Safari, Firefox, and Chrome. Pretty short, simple bookmarklet. Then the next thing I started to think about working on was, so on my site now, when I post these photos, they take up full width like this, or if you're on mobile, which I will fake by doing, there we go. It gets posted like full bleed, so it's sort of like Instagram style.
Nice.
So if you're viewing it in your mobile browser, it kind of has that look to it. But I want to post like a bunch of different photos, and I kind of don't want it to all just like fill up my entire feed visually with photos. So I've been thinking about how to cluster the photos, and I just didn't get farther than just trying to brainstorm about it, so I went ahead and wrote those thoughts down here. I want to come up with designs that enable me to post the way I want to post and not feel like, oh, I'm feeling self-conscious about posting because it won't look right on my site. Well, but I want to solve this so it'll look right no matter what I do on my site, and that way I'll feel free to behave however I want to behave in terms of my posting. Post tons of photos or a few photos, and clustering is a good way that.
What's clustering? I don't understand clustering.
So when you post a bunch of different posts the same type to a stream, to a composite stream. Clustering is a way of instead of giving them each their own block, kind of like making them more inline. Like if you like a bunch of stuff, you can kind of say, oh yeah, I like this, this, and this. And it takes up a lot less space that way. So similarly for photos, there's so I'll actually link to it right here in that section. So look at the way that like likes are brainstormed to. That's not loading. There we go. So you like a bunch of stuff individually, or you can say like this, comma, and all those things, right? Similarly for if you look at like how Instagram does like activities of photos, if someone likes a bunch of photos, it just kind of clusters them like that.
Right.
Which takes up a lot less space than like, here's a like of a photo, here's a like of a photo, here's a like of a photo. So my thinking was that maybe I could figure out some way to post, to cluster. If I post a whole bunch of photos, it would like at least show up as clustered like that. One of the challenges that Aaron pointed out in IRC is, well, I often have unrelated photos in a sequence and I don't want them clustered. And I'm like, yep, that makes sense. So the brainstorm I have, which I haven't had a chance to code, is maybe use shared hashtags, shared like interesting hashtags. So if two photos seem to have, or share a hashtag that's kind of rare, like less than 10% of your photos, pick some percentage, then you can say, oh, they must be related because they're using a hashtag that not every other photo has. So it's okay to cluster them. And that's as far as I got. And so I just decided, well, I'll capture that thinking on the wiki, and when I come back to it, I can start back up here, and so I don't need to like keep this stuff in my head. And that's it. Cool. I think that's it for our demos, unless someone has a surprise new demo.
I can show you what it is I didn't succeed in doing. Yeah. That's a fun demo, isn't it?
Yeah.
So my goal for the day was to try to re-implement web mentions using, why is it I can't get, oh. Okay, sorry, it's not letting me. Basically using something that was suggested here, which would be the WordPress REST API, which has an endpoint option. Why is it not letting me cast? It was working yesterday.
Oh, I just have one final comment on my thing. It actually is, the source is on GitHub for my bookmarks, so I'll post that in the IRC.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
So I cannot.
Gregor likes the snapping.
So
who likes the snapping?
Gregor left.
Oh, is that what he said?
So I suppose I could try the cabling if anybody's interested.
Yeah, let's see it. Sure.
Okay, well, where's it? Here, HDMI to VGA. This thing has an HDMI somewhere. Ah, there it is. I knew there was one on here. Could you hand me that cable?
This one?
Yeah, if you don't have the piece. And I'll switch this back. So the thing I was using is the, let's just say, new hotness in WordPress. Is that a fair assessment?
I mean, I would consider that term, but
Oh, okay. So this is something that I demoed at the Indieweb Summit, which was the nice, if you try to query your endpoint, it just gives you basically a web mention form. So this is just the header and the footer of that blank theme that I put it with. So I spent much of the day just trying to learn, again, we'll call it the new hotness. So if I actually put in, let's see. So far all that's actually working is error checking. That's it. But the entire base and foundation for this web mention handler is actually set up so I can start putting in the code that actually does something once it gets the information. Also, some of the stuff that isn't in the current web mention handler, which is some sanitation validation and a few other test things that are built into it. Unfortunately, since it is using the new WordPress REST API custom endpoint system, it means that I have to have WP-JSON in my URL. But how many people are visiting my endpoint in the browser anyway, so who cares? Not very exciting, but that's it. So it doesn't work, doesn't do anything except some minor validation, but if I keep working at it, give me a couple days.
Cool stuff.
Well, it's a little different than the other one. And all the time I spent learning how to do that, the micropub actually uses JSON, so it probably will be much easier to implement the second time.
Is this the end?
Very cool.
The end of the new webcam?
Well, that's we're done with demos. I think at this point we clean up. Yeah.
Okay.
So, does anyone want any more stickers? We have a bunch more, right, Emma?
Yeah, I think actually just one in there, those, and then there were some that I left on that table in the kitchen yesterday. But I don't know if maybe those were.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
There were only two.
I have a work computer, so I can
At least this time it's a much more robust error system. The current web mention plugin, if there is a problem, there's no debugging.
Oh well.
It's a skill you have to learn.
This concludes our broadcast today. For those of you who will be watching later, sorry you missed it.